I'm under investigation.
Under investigation for what?
Apparently, the dean said it was suspicious for my paper to just it was gone, so it appeared. So
immediately when you are done, you're going to work there, you're going to do this and this and this.
Yeah.
It was going to be important in that
Nah.
concept. But in this banana republic of South Africa, it makes no difference.
Chief, it's
Well, people who graduated 5 years back,
they are still sitting.
they are still sitting there.
About the strikes.
Yes, there was a time when we were striking in 2023, MMN.
What about this year? Because I saw you. I saw actually someone chasing you with a you running away. Being goal orientated, whereby you wanna achieve dreams.
Is for you to bring them back to perspective on their value and their worth.
I thought you were running. They are waiting.
Okay.
Welcome back to the #1 student podcast in SA. So in this episode, guys, we're going to be unpacking what really means to be a student in this country, from being ghosted by the system to being a graduate in the system that barely has a space for us. So today starts with a student that was fighting for her marks from the system, but she couldn't actually win that fight. And we're going to unpack that for you today. Going to a student that managed to do that and actually graduated, but he doesn't know, Guti, how am I going to fit in this world? Before we dive into that, I just want to say, love on your screen, no mongo. With the one and only African Chris Brown as the ghost man, Chief. Dinsa.
Aye, lutho baba.
Umnandi.
Nje nale ndawo engikuyona it's not so comfortable.
Ne, iyakufanele lento ghost.
Suqalile ke manje.
So, let's move on to our guest. How are you? I'll start with Demakatso. How are you, Demakatso?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you.
You're comfortable, eh?
I am.
Okay. And then, he's not a stranger to our cameras. The one and only Zola. How are you?
No, I'm fine, my brother.
Yeah. Hey, I saw you, Chief. Hey, when you were graduating, lifting your hand there, Chief. Hey, you peace, boss.
He never leaves there.
Can you tell us how do you feel, man, about that now that you've graduated?
No, I think it's an emotional feeling, man.
Yeah.
I just don't know how I feel.
No, but are you excited?
Of course.
No.
Mixed emotions. You know, when you have achieved something, you just have those feelings.
Yeah. So, firstly, guys, I just want to say, congratulations to you on reaching your milestone. A lot of students. I think that's why we come to university. So, congrats, man. And moving over to you, Demakato, your story. I just want to start with you by asking you how everything transpired. Take us back to actually the beginning of the whole story of what happened.
Okay, so in 2023, I didn't get my marks for the last test we wrote, which was education studies. So I inquired about my marks, sent an email to my lecturer. So he replied saying, I sent an email later on, so mark inquiries were closed. So I was supposed to, my marks would be amended in January. So I waited till January last year. So January came, I went to him to inquire what's going on. And he said my marks would be amended and I just need to wait for the Senate to sit. So I waited for a few months until April. So April came and I told him I was stressing because like time is going and nothing is going on my side. Like I'm still registered for Education 3. So he told me to be patient. The faculty has approved my marks, so I should not stress much about it. It's gonna be fixed. So he told me to attend Education 4 meanwhile I'm waiting for my marks to be amended.
So you're already attending Education 4 while you're waiting for Education 3?
While I was also registered for Education 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So fine. I kept on attending, and he also told me to do my assignments and all, then submit manually via an email.
Okay.
So that's what I did as well. Okay, so in July, no, in June, um, was it in July or June? Oh, in July, I got an email from a lecturer saying let me read the email.
But when you were submitting the marks, were you getting marks back? Like were they getting
No, they told me to wait until I was registered for education for.
but your papers were marked.
Nope.
Yeah.
They
So you
weren't.
did not get feedback on the assignment you've been submitting.
No,
So you've been writing but you're not getting
no
submitted.
feedback.
That is.
So I
don't
panicked
know.
and panicked and panicked. So he told me to go to the faculty office to fetch a form, registration form, so that I could register for education for. So I went to the faculty office to fetch the form. So they registered me for education for. So I had to sign the form, then take it to my lecturer and the HOD. So they both signed the form, right? And so I took it back to the faculty office, and they registered me for education for, while my marks were still not amended. Yeah. So fine, time went by, and they told me to wait for the Senate to sit for a meeting. So fine, I waited. But I was panicking time because time was going, because it was around July at the time. So on a random day, I got an email from my lecturer saying that the faculty executive, I can't remember very well, did not decline my request for my marks to be amended. So I was surprised how, because you told me I should not stress much about it because the faculty has approved my marks. So fine, that's when I decided to involve the SRC.
You?
Yeah. So the SRC tried to fight it, but like it went nowhere.
When was this?
It was last year.
Last year.
Last year.
Luckily,
it took the whole
someone
year.
was in the SRC also.
Is it?
You were not in the SRC,
No, it's
chief.
not true. It's not true.
It's
Yeah.
not true. Or you were not on the SRC.
No, I was not in the SRC.
Oh, you're
No,
not.
he
in
was
the-
not.
I thought you said the story is not true.
Oh,
No, he
no,
was
no.
not in the SRC. I was just teasing you. You can proceed.
Oh, okay. So I decided to involve the SRC. So I told them everything, like from the beginning, what transpired. So they tried to. The girl told me she would meet with the dean. So apparently, my lecturer said the reason my marks would decline is because I forgot to write my name on my paper, which is not true.
Just from you. So when you were submitting like your marks or assignments, and then they are saying you didn't write down your name on those submissions.
No, on the last test marks, the ones I didn't get.
Okay.
So they told you the process is going smoothly, and then at the end they tell you again that your name was not written on the
it was a
assignment.
my
way of.
lecturer.
I think it was a way of them trying to find a way to move away from this situation and
Yeah.
taking accountability.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, that's it.
how can
I think
you
my
write
lecturer didn't want
something-
to take accountability, so that's why he did that.
But when did you see the paper? Did you ask to see the paper afterwards?
Listen to me. So the SRC said, okay, if you guys say Dimakato didn't write her name on her paper, can you see the paper? So they tried to find the paper. Okay, they found it. So and then there was my name.
Your name was there.
My name was there.
Oh.
Yeah, fine. So time went by, and like, okay, I thought since they found my paper, everything now is okay. I could continue with everything. So until I got a call from the SRC member saying that I'm under investigation.
Under investigation for what?
Apparently the dean said it was suspicious for my paper to just it was gone, so it appeared. So
So they're investigating you that you did
they're
something
investigating me.
corruption to put your paper there.
Fraud.
Those are such big allegations,
I
man.
swear.
I
So
mean, from them
How
being
did
at
you feel
fault,
about that?
They're very bad. I
You,
was
man,
upset.
you.
I'm
from
still
them being
upset.
at fault, and then they take it back to her again,
But
as
it
if she's
doesn't
the
make
one at fault. It
sense,
does
man.
not.
And it's
They just didn't want to take accountability.
Yeah, they did not.
but was it the system that was at fault, or was it the lecturers?
It was the lecturer's fault in every. Like, I think he forgot to upload my marks.
So
then-
I have a question, especially for when Lizolo, ne?
Sure.
Speaking about this, you are more familiar in the student leadership and organizations. For someone that's going through something similar to this, what should they do? Because we were speaking about such a topic, I think, last week.
Yeah.
And someone else actually is coming out, and there are a lot of victims out there. We've seen a lot of victims that are victimized on such a system, or based on the lecturers, or even the blackboard itself. So what do you think on this?
No, I think as far as my understanding is concerned, what she did was correct. You should start with your lecturer. But because majority of our students are so ignorant and lecturers are taking advantage of that, there's no single lecture that can go about 3 days after everyone got their marks without uploading my marks myself. It will never happen. So they take advantage to say, no, if I tell this one this, no, she'll understand, and then time goes by like that. Because he knew, that lecturer knew that that's a serious mistake that you've committed. The
That's
least
true.
you could do was to say, no, sorry, I'm going to upload my marks. What if this lady decided to commit suicide? Because that thing is traumatic, my guys. That thing is not nice.
It's really traumatic.
So I hope in whatever happens, because the case did not reach me, unfortunately. I hope in whatever happens, no matter what the result will come after investigation and so on, I think it has been sorted, right?
No, it's not. It's still not sorted.
It's fine, we'll look into it. So whatever the case may be, whoever is wrong, whether it's a lecturer or who, there should be consequence management. There's no way you can just traumatize someone for the entire year. It's uncalled for.
Because we were looking at, like I said, we shot an episode last week, and we had someone that was potentially not going to graduate,
Yes,
but
I
ended up
remember this
graduating.
story. I remember this
So
story.
it was due to similar instances, like the person's marks were not uploaded on Blackboard. I don't know if on Blackboard a blank submission appeared.
Something like that.
So
Unfortunately, I
it's
was not
it's
able
really
to-
traumatic, man, that students have to go through this. I just wanna know, Guti, from that up until now, is there any changes from CPUT, or have you heard anything?
Nope, nothing. Like,
So you're still under investigation
yes,
from there.
listen. You see, in February, I went for an interview with the investigating company.
This year?
Yeah, this year. So I asked, what is the interview about? They told me I was not being investigated. It is not me that's being investigated. It's they're investigating what transpired in my case, how I got registered for education for, while my marks were not amended for education tree, because it looked like fraud.
Yeah, I still want to know that as well. Like,
Yeah.
your marks were not there and you still had to register for, and your registration didn't go through a registration process.
But
And you had to submit via emails.
But
How is that?
wasn't everyone aware about this? Because your lecturer was the one that informed you, no, we're going to do this manually. Now we won't do it in the systematic way that everyone does it. Because so were you registered for education 4?
Yeah, I was. My lecturer told me to go fetch the registration form so that meanwhile they're trying to fix my third year marks. I'd be able to attend classes and not be behind in
The
everything.
communication, was it on email or was it verbally?
Emails, WhatsApp. Yeah,
So you still have like proof of
I have everything.
no. Yo,
I
this
also
is.
provided them with everything.
Have you tried? Okay, so since you last heard from them February when they contacted you, ne? So there's nothing that has happened till this day.
Nope, and I'm also the one that keeps on pestering the dean with feedbacks. There's no feedbacks or anything.
When you sending your emails, there's this organization that Fortunate spoke about. She named, I think, 4 or 5 organizations that you can actually also reach out to. I'm trying to recall, but there are external organizations like outside of the university that you can actually contact and in such problems. Whereby I think it's the students. You can. Did you find them?
Oh yeah, the Council on Higher Education.
What's the other one?
The second one is the South African Qualification Authority. The third one is the Higher Education Quality Committee. The fourth is the Department of Higher Education and Training. And the other one is the student, Now let's skip that one.
I think you should
Yeah, those are
actually.
the organizations.
I think you should actually try and send an email there and see if you can CC all those organizations, um, and just spread awareness, because some things like this, it could potentially turn out kuti they might try to not actually, because now do you know when people are like, what is this called when someone is dragging their legs? Yeah, they are trying to drag their legs on this
Yeah,
situation,
and
and
they
it's
see that it's a serious matter
because you're
because
supposed to be a graduate now.
imagine
We,
now
we
this
were
is
supposed to graduate this year.
Yesterday, yeah.
How do
and
you
you
feel
did
about
not.
people graduating and you're not, like, especially
Sad.
your classmates and
Your
Sad,
friends
obviously.
and everyone.
Very sad.
I can
sure,
imagine.
man, this is
like,
really
yeah,
traumatic.
very.
It's
Yo. So I'm just but I just wanna know, man. What did your family say at home?
my family. Yeah, my mom is very mad. They mad. They're all mad.
Did
don't
they
blame
try
them.
to get in contact with the institution?
My mom tried. My sister tried. Yeah.
So that was
This
the.
whole week we've been going there, but nothing.
I
And do you
think
know that
like
this thing is like it's a norm in university
it
at this
is,
point?
and universities don't really care that
They
much
don't.
about their students. They really don't, because
Nah.
if this thing has been going on from 2023,
Yo,
2024,
24,
it's
it's been
2025
dog.
now. It's
So
something
many.
that should have been sorted out.
And the worst part is they said I'm not the one being investigated, but it seems like it now.
Now you are the one being investigated.
No, I'm not being investigated.
Who are they investigating?
I
The
don't
person
know.
that
And
made
what are
the
they
registration.
investigating then?
They just said to me they're investigating what transpired, how it led me being registered to Education for. While
There were like there were no the parties that were involved. There were too many parties, or what? Because now I'm struggling to grasp this thing.
no,
There were like it was your lecturer,
just my lecturer.
and he knows who we spoke to in order, because I don't think he would just make such decisions on his own. He's under the properties of CPUT on my context, because he's a lecturer at CPUT.
Yeah, it should be like that.
He can't make such decisions on his
Alone,
own. So
yeah.
there's definitely a board
There
of
is.
advisors that actually made this decision with him. So I don't think it should be a trend smash for everyone to do investigations with. Yeah,
And
Marias.
also, I think the investigation is just to delay the process.
Do you think you're still going to graduate?
I don't
Don't
know.
be sad if you don't.
The faculty manager said the case is still ongoing. Once it's concluded, they're gonna tell me what's gonna go on, and then they're gonna approve. They're gonna see my marks and approve them. Then if my marks get approved, I'm gonna graduate in December apparently.
So, did you complete your education for, by the way?
Yeah, I did everything. My lecturer even sent me a message last year in November, saying that my marks were now sorted, captured. I've passed everything, so that's why I was shocked this year to see that nothing.
No. Yeah, it's
I
really
don't know.
it's really difficult. But I just wanna move over to Lizola. Ne? Graduating, my dog. How do you feel about the concept of graduating
Being a
in record time?
graduate.
I just want to understand the stigma behind
I
it.
think it's overrated.
It's over, like people they overrate graduating in record time.
Yes, because if you can graduate in record time and then stay the entire year doing a lot of nothing, and then what difference does it make?
It doesn't make like there's no difference between someone who's graduated in record time.
If you were going to graduate in record time while knowing that immediately when you are done, you're going to work there, you're going to do this and this and this, it was going to be important in that concept. But in this banana republic of South Africa, it makes no difference.
Chief, it's
Well, people who graduated 5 years back,
they are still sitting.
there.
Yo,
The only thing they say
But
is that I graduated
also
in
you
record
should
time.
consider that people are celebrating their achievement. I mean, graduating, it's not just a small thing. you have achieved something.
Yeah, it's a milestone. At the same time, it's
Yeah.
you adding to the unemployment rate percentage. It's sad.
I don't
That's how
want
the
to talk
system
about
is in the
that.
country, man. That's how the system is in the country. And with the entry of AI to this world, it's one of the episodes that we're going to talk about in the next coming episodes. But it's really traumatic because I once to watch a video of um, who's this guy from Microsoft, the owner of
Also,
Microsoft, Bill Gates.
Bill
He
Gates.
said there's going to come a time where people actually work 1 to 2 days a week. They won't even work like
the
a
whole
whole week
five
or
week.
5 days a week
Yeah, 5 days.
because most of the work is going to be done by AI.
It's gonna be like
That's
that.
that's
It's
the
not-
reality of graduating, coming out of university without any NSFAS. What are you going to do next year? But we'll talk about that after the break, man. And also make sure that you subscribe, comment, and like the Number One Student Podcast as we go to 10,000 subscribers. And don't forget to drink the real cup of coffee. Summer times is the favorite one for me and you, Naboko Konabamkul. So make sure you like their content and buy their coffee. Love you guys. Students, it pains us to know that 80% of you haven't subscribed to the channel. So we would like to ask you, whether you are a student, a lecturer, or professional working class, please hit the subscribe button down below. And just by that small act, you're going to be helping us to being the biggest student platform in the continent. So can you please subscribe and share the channel to more people, and we promise to give you the most valuable content that you've ever experienced and give you the best guest that you can. Thank you so much. I can imagine NSFAS officers right now when they saw those graduations. They're like, how these people said their parents are no more. But I let me not talk about that. But have you seen what's happening on the graduation ceremonies? Like one of the things you did with that iconic. That was very iconic, man. I saw your video, pal. It was very iconic, Chief, doing that
I was
power
surprised.
fist.
Like, I don't want to say I was waiting for it, but
Nah.
yeah, I just knew something is gonna happen.
And then there was this one of our members, Umpo, just showed us a video of someone doing
Yeah, you guys-
a baby catwalk. And I was like, hey, this graduation is Chief.
Yeah, it's
It's
giving.
it's like a fashion runway now. But it's the one time experience that you
Yeah,
get
so
to.
you just do
Yeah.
whatever comes to
But
mind.
it has to take so much courage for you to do what you did, man. Like everyone just walks normal,
Yeah.
and then
You know-
there's you.
No, actually, I thought I'm going to behave on that day. I didn't want to do those things.
Nah.
But immediately when I stepped there, my man, the crowd, I couldn't.
You were like, yo! And then already you gained the courage.
I couldn't even hear what was on.
Mara, I heard you were saying something. I saw you were saying something when you
Yeah.
speak. What did you say?
I was saying, Amand.
Oh. Yeah. Aye.
The power is everywhere.
You wanna this guy, student leadership chief, they should put you on the alumni, the alumni magazine under the student leadership category. Aye, chief, they are moving.
Things they do when they get on the stage.
Nah.
Surprising.
Mara, hey, yeah, man. Going back into this, like I was saying, the struggle, man. That now, are you going to further your studies or?
Yes, I'm registered for my advanced.
Okay, so let's say now you are done studying, chief, and there's no NSFAS. You, and on your own personal experience, what's the plan?
For now, even now, there's no NSFAS now as we're speaking.
Chief, how does one move from being a student who's getting 1.6 to 2,000 per month from NSFAS and then to being someone that's unemployed, that they have to find a way on how they can find something to eat at night or how they can take care of themselves throughout the whole month?
I think for me, in as much as NSFAS is not enough, but for me personally, as someone who's coming from a very, very disadvantaged background, and I don't even ask for money at home because I know it's not there. But I think it's a blessing not to have NSFAS because I know that each and every day I must wake up and go some.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you do.
So NSFAS actually takes that takes away that comfortability.
That's why NSFAS people get man today, tomorrow they're broke.
And it's there's not that's true. NSFAS students get very comfortable. Like they're so comfortable with the lifestyle they think it won't end.
Hey, did you hear that? They get
Chief.
money today, tomorrow.
No,
they're
it's
broke.
the real problem. Like a lot of students are going through that. Like someone can get the notification 12 o'clock, even that day. That day it's gone.
Yeah, you see, there are those who even wake up immediately. It gets in, they wake up and spend some.
How?
You know.
People are setting alarms for the man. Some of them they're saying no, I don't want the debts to deduct. But okay, man. So I want to ask you something related to the reason why I was asking about getting NSFAS as a student and then ending up not getting NSFAS. The job. Do you feel like the university system is preparing us for the real world? Like everything we're doing in university, is it preparing us for the real world? Or do we have to start again when we get to the real world and actually equip ourselves with new skills that we didn't even know that exists?
No, I think that's a good question. But to answer that question, I can say part of it is doing so, but part of it is not. Why am I saying that? We are dealing with a well-orchestrated system in a sense that part of our education system is colonized. What do I mean by that? I mean, there are courses that you don't know why they exist. Someone goes then study to be an entrepreneur. Why would you study entrepreneurship? I mean, how many entrepreneurship that you say this person is a graduate of CPUT? He studied entrepreneurship and now he has a successful business. In order to be successful in this business, you must know the streets, my guy.
So under the entrepreneur...
No, not other than that, there are many courses. I mean, our education is not practical. They feed us with theory, and then when you get there, it's not there what you were studying.
Do you know what I normally say? I normally say there's no one size fits all, because there's this thing whereby not education, I don't think also education is for everyone, man. It was a system that was created for people to end up going to a workplace to work for someone else. There are people that are actually have to go out there and innovate those businesses where you can actually employ people that are going to work there. So it's a system that was created for workers, rather than for people that are going
to work for other people.
So it's also painful that it's a system that's already there, but let it evolve into something else, because we are still stuck into the old age system of how they used to do things. Now this AI, we are not even getting a course from how to use the AI, how to those things that are relevant now in 2025. I can't be studying history now. What am I going to do with history?
You see,
I can go to Google and search about the history, it's fine, but how is history going to help me in this current moment? So those are my questions, to actually understand that university system is also not actually, like you said,
it's not entirely university system. The entire education system
from primary school,
from primary up until to university. You know, it's unfortunate that TVETs are underrated.
They have a lot of practicals.
For me, TVET is better than university in my own analysis.
True. They give you experience while
because
you're still at school.
If you can get someone who studied electrical engineering from a TVET college and a university, you'll actually see that the one who's good is the one who studied it in a college, because they're more handful than.
But what do you think?
Theoretical.
What do you think
About
this topic?
the
Universities,
what do I think? What he said.
Okay, so actually I wanted to go there because we see a lot of people that are graduating, and it's actually sadly we are happy for everyone that graduated, but sadly also it's in, like, I can say it's adding towards the unemployment rate in a way, because a lot of people now are going to be unemployed but with degrees. I saw this other video of a person that was graduated under education. I don't know whether he was going into a clinic where it was full of teachers, but it was a room full of teachers. And then it was like, Guys, I know you guys are teachers here and there are principals also. I just want to submit my CV to you guys. If and ever there's anything, can you kindly think about remember me? And yeah. And I'm like, Chew, a whole graduate under education person that he is currently doing his honors now.
You imagine.
He had to go somewhere and actually do that pitch for him to be recognized or considered under those applications. It's really you.
Yeah, it is something that we see it, but we don't talk about it.
That's why I feel like. Do you know how I see the university space? I feel like university is a space of finding your true self. In university, like I like what you did, man. Going into university and then going into student leadership, where you relate towards the most, because now you have something of value that you can provide more, not just your degree, because a lot of people now they have degrees, chief. A lot of people have diplomas. But what else do you provide other than that degree or diploma? You have to put something, chief, to put your name above a bit. Yeah, well, you can actually say when hey, I was working your market. I was working for a student podcast, chief. You see, now there's enough leverage for them to say, okay, you are in the practical space. So I'm sad for those students that think, hey, coming here, I'm getting my degree and I'm out, chief. Yo.
Yeah, it's very sad. Also, I think it's also the fear. You see, like most university students, they come here with the goal of doing that one degree. They get the diploma and they want they are out.
Yeah.
But once they are in, they start to see now that that diploma it's gonna be meaningless. Yeah, they start
How
to fear
meaningless
that.
it
Yeah,
is.
they start to fear now the real world. How is it gonna look at me? I have what? I have a diploma. People are having masters out there and they don't have a job. So they start now to further their studies. But that wasn't the goal. The goal was to get a diploma and be out, look for a job.
You were saying something now.
No, I was saying it's unfortunate that it's the reality that we live in, my man. Because once you're inside the system, you know it's hard to even come inside. So why must you go out when you're in?
Yo.
That's why other people start until PhD.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There are many
Exactly. That's a fear.
There are many doctors now with 0 years experience in their
Yo.
fields.
You see, people they get educated, but they don't get the experience.
But what's important is it the education or is it the experience?
I mean, you'll be asked to have at least 2 years or 3 years work experience when you're applying for a job. Where are you gonna get the experience?
I feel like-
How is the education important if you don't have experience?
It goes back to the fact.
No, I was saying exactly.
It goes back to the fact that what Lizola just said, that what TVET colleges are doing is actually very profound because
Exactly.
they're giving you experience while you are still
Studying.
yabo. Because those things you're doing them practical, you don't just know the theory, yabo. But also with university, I think we spoke about this. I'm getting a deja vu, chief.
Yeah, we did it in the past episode. I don't know which one, but yeah.
Whereby we spoke about the roots of university and versus the roots of college.
Yeah.
Yabo.
I
So
remember that episode.
it's actually it helps, man, to get some leverage, build a personal brand of your own within university that you can actually put and add into your CV, even if it's just those extracurriculum activities within a university.
I can be a peer helper there or anything.
Yeah, or something. Or even you see it now, Chief. Are you a president of the EFFSC District 6?
I'm the former chairperson.
Ne.
Former chairperson.
You see, Chief.
Are you still contesting to be what?
A president.
Yeah.
I think I'm old for that space now.
Chief, you can never be old.
You know why?
Senator Maposa is old, Chief. Mara.
You know why am I saying that?
Yeah.
I'm still speaking to myself whether am I coming back to school next year or not.
Oh.
So it's my responsibility also as someone who led to make sure that when I leave there's someone who's like me.
But do you think there's someone that is like you now?
Watch the space.
You build it, Chief.
When we get to September, we'll be knowing someone who is even much better than me. Perhaps he's from Rise.
Ne. But hey,
That's
Chief.
what we want. We want leaders.
I know that this one is wild. Do you know the remember the first time we tried to sign him in? I need to
So the political space it's very much difficult. Even our parents are always worried. Even my father used to say,
about the strikes.
yes,
And
there was a time when we were striking in 2023. Man, it
what
was
about
not
this
easy.
year? Because I saw you. I saw actually someone chasing you with the you running away. I saw someone chasing during the strike. The one, the recent one. What was happening?
No, no, we've always been targeted internal and external. The station command of Cape Town Central knows me personally.
Imagine being known by the state commission.
We've clashed many times.
So who's going to who's going to fill his shoes? Chief, I don't leave.
So, my man, now that you are a graduate, do you feel different from when you were when you were undergraduate and now that you're a graduate? And how is that feeling impacting you in terms of politics?
No, fundamentally, I never took politics as a career for me.
Right.
That's why I had no interest of advancing them. But dynamics dictates. At some point, people say, no, Asizovanga, you'll go there. You see? So, but also, the qualification that I did is accounting. So, at some point, it does not necessarily fit.
Doesn't
in
make
politics.
sense.
Yes. But had I been someone who was saying, no, I'm moving with politics, it could assist me at somewhere, somehow. Because there are people now who are in parliament who have never been to school, not even a single day, who take a podium and discuss budget.
Imagine. They don't know anything.
You don't even have grade 12. You never did. You can't even calculate profit.
Do you know you're taking it back, Chief? We had a president for 10 years that didn't even have matric. No, you're talking about people that... We had a president in South Africa for 10 years.
Who appoints these people?
Chief, I don't think... for politics, I think it's different, Chief. You have to go within the structures.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say to answer your question is that the reason why, personally, when I was in high school, I used to be a top achiever in economics. I wanted to pursue economics, but I got accepted at UJ, but I didn't want that side. I wanted to come to Cape Town, so I did accounting. So as someone who's in that space, I also want to advance it and be an accountant, like a chartered accountant or so.
Okay.
So I feel like going to politics, I'll be lazy. I won't want, because politicians don't want to study, my guy, because you can get money there. If you are not sleeping, you can get money there.
But how did you adjust doing the politics also while balancing your schoolwork?
It's very much difficult, but I think it's the best thing that I did for myself.
No.
Because it's very much difficult. You go to a protest and you come back tired. Tomorrow you're writing. You can't even start. While you're starting, you sleep. Tomorrow
Did it affect sometimes your marks? Like,
yes, it did.
Did you end up saying maybe sometimes getting that fail and you're like, Mara, why did I even go to the strike?
It happens. There was this other time last year in May, elections were on the 29th. And on the 30th, I was writing management accounting.
And then you got a 0.
I never got 0. I got 50%. I'll never get 0.
Chief, it's possible.
But
let's hear
it
the
was a
lady's
fail
opinion.
because management accounting, I think it's one of the easiest that I ever came across in accounting. So you can't get 50% knowing very well that you don't deserve that 50. You can do better. But because I didn't start and I was tired, so you see, Mara, this thing at some point it's not worth it.
So do you?
But people believe that it's a calling. I also believe so, because if it was not, I would have long left politics, because
True.
it's draining at some point. But you wake up and do it again, because I mean, other people would think you get paid. You don't get anything.
You don't get anything.
You don't get anything, my brother. You do it out of your heart.
But the millions keep missing.
Chief. No, yeah. Good question. Where are the millions?
Get nothing, but the millions get missing.
No, man, because the millions keep on missing.
No, but this
the million miss every year.
This question of of millions, I think it's not fair, man. Because in 2023 it was very loud. And I hear no one this year or last year who asked about 1.3 million and what's so not and what's so not.
We are
And
cooking.
in that for this year, surprisingly, we didn't even get donations. No one is interested
No
to
one.
know why we didn't get it.
Because
but that
there are
question has
millions.
not been asked, so I'm not going to answer it.
No, let's leave it there.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Do you
I don't want
feel-
to drag this.
So after your graduation now, do you feel disconnected or lost? Or because you said you don't feel like you are going to pursue education anymore? Is there any disconnection with education or with politics?
No, not at all. But the reason why I detached myself a bit in politics, and many people have been asking, my guy, what's going on with you? I wanted to find myself first.
Yo, that's
Because-
important. Chief.
Because in politics, you always prioritize people.
People over
You know,
yourself.
someone would call you and say, I have this problem and I'm writing tomorrow. I mean, who's not a student? I attended a class. Now I must leave my own class, go solve your issue. You go to class.
And then you miss out on your studies.
Yes. So that's why I said, no, it's fine. Let the younger ones be in front and then I'll advise from behind so that I can find myself.
No,
And I
true.
can see if I can get enough time for myself. Am I right?
Chief, you've been fighting. He's been fighting, Chief.
Yeah, I see. He has been.
He's nah.
Yeah, the lady has not said any word about this.
And yeah,
Let's
sure.
hear her opinion.
Especially now finding out that we have someone from the student leadership.
How does that make you
Do
feel?
you have an equation for him?
Not really.
Nah. Are you sure?
Don't be shy.
It's once in a lifetime.
Yeah, opportunities like this, they always come.
So, you guys, this has been such an insightful episode, especially speaking from two dynamics that are very different. Someone that currently I can say you delayed your graduation, but I feel like this is definitely going to be resolved, especially if we make noise about it and the right precautions are taken. Yeah,
And I
think
feel like she is not the only person. There is more that they're just not talking about it.
no.
Yeah.
So, with your help, leadership, we believe that we're going to get justice for you. And
Hopefully.
we're going to try on our hand with the founder of the podcast, Robes.
With all the involved
And
parties,
also,
including himself.
What kind of support would have made your graduation smoother or meaningful? Did you have family members in your graduation?
Yes, I did a lot of them. I think there were about 8.
You brought the whole
So
house.
did you buy the others tickets? Because I saw that they actually selling tickets there.
Yes, I did.
Nah.
I feel like something.
Nah, something
is not
happened
right.
there.
Yeah, something
It's
is
true.
not-
I
Look
don't
at the way
think
he's
tickets-
laughing. Yeah.
What happened?
No, I did. They were in, so I got
Chief,
tickets.
did you buy tickets?
They were in. No, we're not
I
asking
did.
them.
I know I did.
You
How
bought
much were the
everyone
tickets?
a ticket.
I got 6, and then the other 2 arrived late, so they couldn't end because they were late.
How much were the tickets?
6.
600
How much is
No.
the ticket?
per ticket.
No, I got one for 200 from people who were not going to attend the exam.
Okay. Let's leave it there.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to say much.
It's a story for another day.
Yeah,
this
let's
one.
leave it there.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah, but I feel like if anyone is gonna be listening to this and they want to know how to get their
Okay.
people inside, they should contact you, my guy.
But I just want to know something. What can current students, if they are facing your situation, would you advise them to do? Like what you didn't do on your side?
I would advise them to fight for fight for yourself. But I did try to fight, so
Do you feel like you did?
I don't think the
everything?
I
fight
did enough. I fought enough since January last year till now.
It's been
I'm
more
still
than a year.
fighting.
Yeah.
I'm still fighting.
But I don't feel like the fight is over. Like serious, I don't think you should give up anytime soon.
I can
I
never.
think it's a very serious issue, and the university can you can sue the university for that.
Yeah, I know I can.
But the thing is, do you have the resources to do that?
That's the
the other
thing.
thing. The resources to sue, it's actually dragging also. You see. because a lot of people can think that, but it's yeah. But
When we get out of here, please contact me.
Okay.
That's a
Clean.
leadership. Yeah, that was a
Thank you so much, guys. From the number one student podcast to you, subscribe, comment, and like, especially about this episode. If you're also facing such a similar situation, please contact us. Also, we might try to help you. This is my camera. But we'll see you same time, same place next week, every week. And also subscribe and tell your mothers and fathers and grandparents to subscribe, Chief. And let's make this the number one student podcast in the continent. Yeah. See you next week, same time, same place. Adios, amigos. Love you. Sharp, sharp. Mwah, mwah.